Hello everyone, my name is Shreya Jain and today I am going to discuss questions and answers of CIPPE certification exam. So most of you would worry, where do we get all these questions? How do we answer the questions? And what are the justifications behind it? So don't worry, we are going to cover it all. Today we are discussing 5 questions. Each question has 4 options and I will give you 10 seconds to answer the questions. Question 1 is, what is the best answer? A controller dash. Here are 4 options. Option A, follows the instruction of the processor. Option B, processes the data and ensures the regulations are followed. Option C, determines the status of the parties that process personal data. And option D, determines for what purposes personal data is processed. Now you have 10 seconds. I have given you all the 4 options. Take your time and try to answer. Let's see if you have found the right answer. Option A, follows the instruction of the processor. This is incorrect because controller is the one who is giving instruction to the processors. Option B, processes the data and ensures the regulations are followed. This is slightly correct. So basically we will see if this is the best possible answer or we have other options also available. Moving on to C, determines the status of parties that processes personal data. Okay, this is not a primary function of the controller but one of the functions. Option D, determines for what purposes personal data is processed. This seems like definition of the controller, the best possible answer. So all A, B, C are incorrect and D is the right answer. Moving on to question 2. In Convention 108 and Article 5 of the GDPR, it sets that in order to process data legally, it must be dash, which means that the subjects must be aware that their personal data is used. 4 options: lawful, fair, with consent, transparent. You have 10 seconds. If you want, I can show the questions again. Time up. So what is the correct answer? When you look at all the 4 options, you will see option D is directly connected to the question. Question is specifically saying, which means that the subjects must be aware that their personal data is used. When they have used the word aware, it directly connects with the option D, transparent. Right? So I hope this answer was right from your end. Moving on to question 3. Question 3. Data subjects have the right to freeze their data if they requested erasure. This falls under... We have 4 options. Option A, Article 15, right of access. Option B, Article 16, right to rectification. Option C, Article 17, right to erasure. Option D, Article 18, restriction of processing. You have 10 seconds to answer. Time starts now. Time's up. So if you look at the question very clearly, it is basically focused on right to freeze their data. So in all the four options, Article 18, restriction of processing, it has one feature of restricting to process the data. That means freezing of data at the moment the right was invoked. Moving on to question 4. The three mechanisms under which personal data can be transferred outside the European Economic Area, that is EEAR. So these are the four options. Option A, public authority, appropriate safeguards and specific situations. Option B, public authority, adequate findings and special categories. Option C, scope, adequate findings and appropriate safeguards. Option D, adequate findings, appropriate safeguards and under specific derogations. You have 10 seconds to answer. Time starts now. Time up. So this is a very clear question with a very clear answer. Option D. Adequate findings, appropriate safeguards and under specific derogations. So when you see the question, three mechanisms under which personal data can be transferred outside the European Economic Area are option D. GDPR specifically talks in one of its articles. Moving on to question number 5. Question number 5. Is location data a form of personal data? So options are option A, no, because a person can't be identified using it. Option B, no, because it's not private information. Option C, yes, because a person can be identified using it. Option D, yes, because it's private information. You have 10 seconds to answer. Time starts now. Time up. So here, if you see, option A and option B are not correct answers because location data can often identify individuals. Option C, yes, because a person can be identified using
Time
it.
up.
Yes, this is the correct answer because location data can lead to identification, making it personal data. This is the definition of personal data in GDPR. So very, very clear-cut answer. Option D, because it's a private information. So personal data doesn't have to be private to be protected, right? So a lot of information is available online, like your Facebook account, your LinkedIn account, and it's not private information, it's personal information. So there is a difference. So option C is the right answer. I hope this question and answer series really helped you out. If you want more such questions and answers for solving CIPP certification exam, these are like similar questions. So please reach out to us, and if you want CIPPE training, DPTP Act training and compliance or any other data privacy compliance for your organization, reach out to us. Thank you so much for watching.